operational risks when autonomous agents are making decisions, who is accountable when something goes wrong. I provide a 4-dimension security framework. The first one is communication security. You need to encrypt everything from HTTPS, TLS, API, key rotation, many other techniques there.
Welcome back to the Peggy Smedley Show, your voice for our connected world, with your host, Peggy Smedley.
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to the Peggy Smedley Show. I'm your host, Peggy Smedley. There is no question AI has taken every industry by storm. You might even say after bursting storm, all the rain has come and gone, the AI sun will shine. To explain just how AI agents are transforming industry, my next guest is back again to highlight his new book and the insights he has gained in helping clients succeed. Please join me in welcoming back Reddy Mallidi, AI strategist, AI officer, and author of Leading with AI Agents, and a leader's playbook to strategize, build, and govern digital workforces. Hey, Reddy, I am so excited for you. Welcome to the show.
Peggy, I am so thrilled to be back on your show again.
You've got the number one book already, and you keep writing these AI books, and everybody's flocking to you. So it's so exciting. So before we talk about the new book, let's take a step back and give our listeners some insight into what we're talking about today, because it's not just AI, it's more than that. We're talking about AI agents. So I think we probably need to give maybe some kind of idea of what the difference is and why it matters. Maybe you can give some context to that.
Oh, absolutely. That's a great way to start this conversation, Peggy. Most people have used ChatGPT or maybe tried Microsoft Copilot, and they think, okay, I have experienced AI, but AI agents represent something fundamentally different, and the distinction matters enormously for manufacturing leaders. Let me break this down simply. The traditional AI tools are passive. They wait for you to ask a question, then they respond. Think of a bot. It follows predefined scripts, filling out forms, copying data, all that. And AI agents are like the drivers. AI is the engine. Agents are the drivers. You need both, but agents are what make AI truly useful in a dynamic environment.
I think what's exciting about that is if we were to step into what we talk a lot about now, is there's so much happening in the supply chain, the logistics area. And if we talk specifically like manufacturing, talk a little bit about how they represent. I think this is a perfect discussion, a fundamental shift, because you talked about that from a reactive automation to very proactive. And I think this is important because how are they these intelligent partners? Because everybody's been worried about, oh my gosh, they're going to take away work. But now when we think about it, they have to achieve these business objectives. So I think what's nice is they're working a little bit with us instead of against us. But in some ways, there's going to be this big shift that you just described. It's not just going to happen overnight, but there is going to be some significant movement and replacement in a lot of areas.
You are absolutely right, Peggy. This is where the rubber meets the road for manufacturing. For decades, manufacturing automation has been reactive, waiting for something to go wrong, then responding. Quality control, for example, it finds defects after production. Maintenance happens after an equipment fails or a schedule is called out. AI agents flip that paradigm. They shift from responding to problems to prevention before things happen. And there are different types of agents, by the way. There are simple reflex agents. They're very simple. You can think of HVAC system adjusting to the temperature. And on the other hand, model-based agents, they maintain memory and context. In manufacturing, these power advanced quality control systems that remember production history that considers patterns over time and inventory systems that account for seasonal trends. And on the extreme, most complex side are the learning agents, which continuously improve from experience. In manufacturing, they power predictive quality systems, and they get better at spotting defects over time, autonomous systems that optimize their own performance. Here is a concrete example, Peggy. This, by the way, I talked about this in the book. Amazon's warehouse automation, they've deployed thousands of autonomous mobile robots. These are powered by AI agents that navigate the warehouse floors, retrieve product from the shelves, and coordinate with each other to avoid collisions. Basically, it improves productivity, but also safety. So this is the impact that AI agents are having right now. The result is that dramatically reduced order fulfillment times, increased efficiency, and safety above all for the people working there.
It's funny, I'm looking at your book right now, and there's interesting points that you make because you have a lot of really great customer examples in the book. And I think one of the key things I like about what you have in the book is looking at this, because when a customer has to think about, what do I use AI agents for? And AI agents, you talked about Amazon's a perfect example. Amazon's learned and discovered they might not need as many workers anymore because they can use these AI agents with robots and be more efficient, but then they can use workers side by side to do other things. So from your practical frameworks, from the things that you've learned, consider how AI is scaling up or being able to these failure recovery kind of things from a bigger perspective. Have you been able to see the agent deployment in a way that now customers are saying, we've been able to apply this in ways that have made us more efficient, have made us from an enterprise experimentation to enterprise scale agents that they weren't aware of, that now they were pleasantly surprised and saying we could do more with less, but we could do things better and really from a cost efficiency standpoint?
Oh, absolutely, Peggy. I'm going to give you a couple of really great examples. The first one is BMC Software. It's a big software company. They had a familiar problem that many other similar companies face. Their global sales organization, they were spending 2,000 hours every week on manual forecasting. They have lots of tools, and data is spread across multiple sources that are siloed. Then they deployed Halo, a multi-agent system from Aviso AI. What this does is it analyzes the CRM data, email activity, customer sentiment, and pipeline progression. There are thousands of signals happening continuously, and it analyzes and provides intelligent insights to their sales leaders. So the transformation from this was dramatic. 70% reduction in time spent understanding the data, and they had seen multi-million-dollar productivity gains. And guess what their forecasting accuracy went up to? That's within 2%, plus or minus 2% of the actual numbers. I have not heard something that as accurate as that much in my previous many years of working with the salespeople. Not only that, Halo proactively identifies the deal risks, which deals are going to be at risk, and it suggests the next best action recommendations to the account executives. So what happened was the sales team, they moved from spending 70% of their time trying to understand data to making faster, most effective decision. That's a big ROI for the investment they made. The second example I'm going to give you, Peggy, is about Tubi. They have over 300,000 movies and TV shows, and their model is advertising based. and they need to maximize their revenue, and that comes with hyper personalization. Then they implemented AI agents using Aka's platform. That's very industrial strength platform. It automatically processes real-time user behavior data and applies machine learning models to make instant content recommendations. And the result was they now handle over 5 billion streaming hours annually and reach 100 million monthly active users. And then their former CTO, he told us Aka has enabled Tubi to provide customer experience unlike any other in the video on demand space. These are two examples. I have many more examples in the book, Peggy.
So you're really talking about from a video experience, we've talked about from a manufacturing experience, but no matter what we talk about, when we start talking about AI agents, we really have to start thinking about how are we managing this? Because from both the safety perspective, a manufacturing, all these different things we have to do, we still have to think about security and governance. All of these things are also going to be a factor. Where are we with that with an AI agent? Because I think we get excited, but I think these are all going to be very critical, whatever element we're using. Let's go back to manufacturing, because I think that's going to be a part of everything. Is it going to be, are all of these different things we're talking about, every industry is going to have to be concerned about it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, Peggy. Here is what keeps manufacturing executives up at night. AI agents in manufacturing are not just processing data, right? They're controlling production lines, making quality decisions, and coordinating with suppliers. A compromised agent, it doesn't leak information only, it can halt production or ship defective products. There are 4 critical threats that manufacturing faces in the areas, starting from model poisoning. If we have more time, I'm happy to explain those, but this can where attackers manipulate training data. And then secondly, adversarial attacks. They could craft inputs that fool AI. And the third one is infrastructure vulnerabilities. These agents connect to ERP and MES, IoT sensors, and so on. One weak API integration becomes an entry point to your entire operation. And then there is the fourth, operational risks. When autonomous agents are making decisions, who is accountable when something goes wrong? That's why in chapter 9 of the book, I discuss the security framework. I provide a 4-dimension security framework in the book. The first one is communication security. You need to encrypt everything from HTTPS, TLS, API, key rotation, many other techniques there. The second one is the data protection. The third one is adversarial defense. This is very critical with input validation, model hardening, and other techniques. And then finally, continuous monitoring, comprehensive logging, real-time alerts. You got to have those. And then critically, Peggy, security is only half the equation. Governance provides the key guardrails to protect manufacturing or your enterprise.
And hearing you say that, because I think that's how we've made this journey along. When we talk about AI, and we got all excited about AI in general, now we're talking about AI agents. So I think that's the next evolution that we're talking about here. And we really have to always look at security and governance in this whole path we're going down and getting excited about it. So I guess as we start wrapping up our conversation here, what are your thoughts about the future in the next year, 2026, as we look to AI agents and how they're going to infuse themselves? And as we traverse, kind of looking at what this is going to mean for any industry and how we're going to leverage and really work side by side with AI agents.
Yeah, Peggy, I'm incredibly bullish on where AI agents are headed in 2026 and beyond. The trend I see is moving from single agents to multi-agent ecosystems, because any workflow requires multi-agent systems. For example, quality control agents analyzing production in real time, supply chain agents optimizing inventory and logistics as an example. And then second trend I see is we will move towards semi and fully autonomous operations. The third one is human agent partnership. As I just was thinking about a hospital where radiologists and AI agents, now they coexist and work in the same workflow without having to adjust to any new changes. So the human agent partnership becomes a competitive advantage. And then the fourth trend I see is enterprise scale AI platforms will mature. This year and last year, we saw the protocols and the platforms like Akka and LangChain and others, they will continue to mature. They're already there, but there will be more. And then the fourth one, we just touched on governance. Governance and trust become differentiators for the companies. My bold prediction for next year, Peggy, is in 2026, AI agents will be your breakaway, the move that separates leaders from followers.
Reddy Mallidi, author of the new book, Leading with AI Agents. Thank you for your time today. Where can our listeners go to get this wonderful book and to get in touch with you?
Peggy, my book is available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, other places, and they can reach out to me, Reddy at reddymallidi.com. They can connect with me on LinkedIn, Reddy Mallidi, and it's very easy to connect from LinkedIn.
Reddy, I love it when you come on my show. I will have to have you back and keep talking about all these books you keep popping out all the time. They're great.
Yeah, Peggy, I want to do a favor to all your listeners. Today and tomorrow, we'll make the book available, the ebook, for just $2.99, 70% off.
That's wonderful, Reddy. I'm sure that they're going to want to get it. It's a great book. Thank you again.
Peggy.
That's all the time we have for the show today. Make sure to share and subscribe to our episodes each week. As always, share your thoughts with me on X at Connected World, or follow me on LinkedIn and continue the conversation there. Remember, we broadcast live every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Central. Please check out our website at connectedworld.com, our show website at thepeggysmedleyshow.com. This is the Peggy Smedley Show, your voice for our connected world. And remember, with great technology comes great responsibility. Have an awesome week.